I'm Shai from the New York Songwriters Circle here, and we are paying a visit today to Dubway Studios in New York City. Dubway has been very generous in supporting our 2008 songwriting contest, and we wanted to take this opportunity and kind of show everybody the facility. And I know all you guys read on the website that a part of the prize is coming here and actually recording with some amazing people. So we wanted to take this opportunity and kind of give you a glimpse of what it looks like and meet some of the people that you'll be meeting when you're here.
Here at Dubway we have, I think I speak for all the engineers when I say that we have like a kind of a different approach sometimes to recording, and that, we work with the space that we have, and it kind of goes to the home recording sort of thing, and where Al started in this one crazy little room, and now we have a much bigger place, but we still kind of do it the same way, like most of the bands and stuff that we work with, we set them up in one live space, and we, do our best to baffle things off and all that, but ultimately it's more about the vibe of the whole band all at one time, as opposed to laying down the bass and drum track and then coming back and overdubbing this and that, We just find that we get really great results with people all in one room, kind of all feeling it at the same time, more like a live performance,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely more life, and you can feel it in the track.
Oh, absolutely.
And the artist feels it too. They're like, wow, I really like this. This is like sort of easy. I just go out and do the song, I got my people, and it's really rewarding. Instead of being like, gosh, to get the snare sound just right or whatever, because a year later that stuff,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter so much.
And also when you do that, you the little inconsistencies and stuff, when you hear a singer's voice break, or just those little things, like, to me, it really adds a lot of character, a lot of feel to it, and it feels like I'm experiencing a live song, as opposed to listening to something that's been washed and shined and cut and put, so I just always prefer to hear something that feels a little more real.
Yeah. So with, Dubway's involvement in the Songwriter Circle, and a little bit of time that we can offer a songwriter, it's fun to take what is not a huge amount of time and just come in and render your song live with people, and it's a great environment for doing that. And it's very vindicating for us, because it's a lot of us are songwriters and have been through the gamut of production stuff, and to work with something that's live and it's about the song, it's not about the production, it's really fun, and you can feel energy there, and you can it gets much more human.
So throughout the years, you guys pretty much had a range of, from the beginning songwriter, new person coming in for the first time, all the way up to superstars and work for TV and film and overdubs, and you guys pretty much do everything here.
Yes. We will do anything just about it. Yes. But that's what makes it really fun too. And actually, I gotta say, in my 20-odd years of doing this, some of the sessions, I've worked with some amazing players who are real pros, and they're just amazing musicians. And I've also worked with people who had a whole another idea of what songs and music were about. And some people would think maybe these people are a little nutty, and it's kind of, how can you listen to that? But, some of that stuff was the most affecting, just because they're obviously not trying to sound like so-and-so or so-and-so. They have this own thing in their head, and that stuff is really fun to do. Dubway's been around for a long time. Started as a little rat hole over on 8th Avenue with, fire engines going by and heavy metal bands upstairs and reggae bands to the side and all kinds of sounds coming to the studio. Tons of music all over the place, but pretty hard to record. But cut my teeth over there for a bunch of years, and then we had the opportunity finally to move into a quiet space and build it out right, and hence this place. So now there aren't people aren't the ambulance siren that always came in the background, and in the perfect place, coincidentally, whenever it showed up, apparently, but is no longer an issue. We actually have to artificially add, ambulance sirens and stuff like that.
Well, as you know, Russ Titleman is somebody that I love working with, and through Russ, it's kind of been Christine Ebersol, the Broadway singer, who actually, I guess, won a Tony recently.
Yeah, he actually told us about working on her record.
Yeah,
we found
great. It was a great
amazing.
record.
Yeah.
That was a really strange experience because it started out where she just brought in like a 2-track recording of a really great live show she did at the Metropolitan Room, and she loved it so much, but it wasn't a great recording. So we just decided to kind of set up a little stage in the live space and just kind of let them go to town. And they just played their set,
Wow.
but it's pretty incredible what she can do just totally live. She's really amazing. But she's one of my favorites, Christine Ebersol, definitely. Through Russ, also Al Cooper from Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I did a lot of mixing and stuff with him. He's a really kooky character, really great guy. I think it really kind of, because with pop music, as polished as it's become, it gives these artists like a real good opportunity to kind of trim it back, bring it back to roots, and just really show their songwriting skills and their, musicianship, as opposed to all this like production,
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the greatest things about these like slimmed down sort of live sets.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very visceral to just have the song itself exposed and one lone voice trying to render it,
Right.
and that's where a really good song jumps out.
If we talk about, the beginner songwriter, the people that write amazing songs, but they do it in their bedrooms and maybe record on a home computer. Any tips for those people starting out who maybe don't want to go and put up a huge budget on recording their songs on a demo, or just need a recording to pitch their songs out and not specifically to put out commercially?
My first suggestion, depending how inexperienced you are, is to talk to people who've done it. If you can find a producer who could just be an engineer from some studio who's worked in a studio, and have them work with you way before you get to the studio. So this tune, I don't think it needs drums. I think if you had just like a percussionist and a keyboard, that would be great. Or if you're determined to rock it out, help you find players that can do it. Do a rehearsal beforehand. Do as much stuff beforehand as you can, so that when you come to the studio, there's not a bunch of mucking around and what tempo should we do this at? It's too slow, and then
You can waste so much time doing that stuff.
Yeah.
so finding somebody who's experienced, even a little bit, and disciplining yourself to just, when you do finally go to the studio and spend that money, it's a very efficient thing.
But I think when you're at home, like my biggest thing, someone who, I grew up in this whole digital era, don't get so excited about all these, you have a ton of resources, at your disposal, definitely. But don't get overwhelmed by them. Don't go crazy with it, Just because you have that synth or you have that really cool drum plugin doesn't mean you need to use it. Again, how would you perform this song live, And how does this live song translate to tape? And that's always my starting point is, when I originally wrote the song, how did it feel, And just start there. But, it's so cheap and easy nowadays to get, some drum plug-in or some keyboard or something that you can really kind of, like Al was saying, muck up your song.
Yeah.
And the song is totally lost. And you can do that in the studio where you have these amazing resources and it's really easy to get like really excited about. But you can also do it at home, even on your computer. And I see that a lot, definitely. So just, calm down. Less is more.
Don't be too precious about every moment.
Yeah,
Just like let it go.
Yeah.